Hey everybody, and welcome back to Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm us, Jack and Lady Stone like Jackson, and this is one we'll just put on the file of I had some stuff laying around, I wanted to experiment, I was hungry, and one thing just wasn't going to do it itself, so I kind of mashed it together, and it worked out really well. This stuff is amazing. Before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe to the YouTube stuff, ring the bell, get notifications when we do these. It should be in that corner down there. Everybody else knows how this stuff works. We very much appreciate it. Also, there's a link down the doobly-doo for our merch. And I always hate when I get on recipe stuff and I talk for an hour before they actually tell you the recipe. So let's just get into the food. It's going to be awesome. Alright, a lot of this is optional, but first thing you're going to need, you need about a pound of shrimp. A pound and a half is fine too. You can get these for like $5-6. I think this got at Walmart or something. They're nice and thawed. You want to get a bottle of the Scampi stuff. I found it at every grocery store I've gone to. It's about $2-3 over by the frozen seafood stuff. I got some green onions just because I want to use them because they look like they're going to go, but it's optional. It's up to you. And I have some spaghetti here, some thick spaghetti. You can use any kind of pasta really, but I enjoy the long spaghetti stuff. The thick stuff just because I don't want to lose it amongst the shrimp. Now I got a little bit of diced garlic, but again, that's optional. You want to get a little bit of salt because the scampi is nice, but it doesn't have that salt that you would expect from a garlic oil based thing. And also I have some of this Italian that I just sprinkle a little bit on it. It adds to the flavor. So first things first, about half to 3/4 of a pot of water. Turn that up to pretty high because you want it to start boiling relatively quickly. Now you want to go rinse your shrimp, get all that nasty off of it, and wash all your vegetables. So get that done. Make sure your shrimp is thawed, close to completely thawed if you have it frozen, whatever. While that's sitting in the warm water, thawing a little bit, get you a decent sized skillet, right? Get the scampi stuff, you need to shake it up because it settles really well, and just put the whole bottle in there. This is that small bottle. I can't tell you the ounces right off the head, but put them on there, and then you want to put your fire at about medium high, okay? You want it to sizzle a little bit, but you don't want it to scorch. Now, put your green onion in here just as soon as you start. Now, I use my secret weapon, a pair of scissors, or you can use a sharp knife and put it on the cutting board and be all fancy or whatever. But I just get scissors. I just cut that up. Again, it's optional. You can put like whatever you want. I think I put some sun-dried tomato slices in one once when I was doing the test kitchen to see if this would work before I filmed it for you guys. But yeah, just green onions is fine. Your oil in your water, you're waiting on both of those. So get your shrimp and pull that tail off. Number one worst thing you can do with shrimp is leave the tail on and the veins in, man. So while you're sitting there waiting for this to do it, go ahead and pull the tails and devein everything. I use about half a box of my pasta here because pasta swells up and gets really, like, it took me forever to figure out that the pasta is just it's hard to cook even though it's the simplest thing in the world. So get it in there, get it to where it starts to get in. When it starts softening at the end, you can kind of push it down in there. So again, it's about nickel's worth of pasta if you look at the top of your hand or whatever. But again, as it softens, just push it back down in there. Don't have to worry about salting it. It's just you're already salting the food that is going on, so you shouldn't need to salt your pasta. Now, as it's starting to warm up, you want about 1.5 tablespoons of garlic, diced garlic. You can dice it yourself. I usually get it out of the can, or you can use about 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder, not garlic salt. So go ahead and get that in there. Now you want a wooden spoon when you're dealing with all this kind of stuff. Now, mostly just because grandmothers will reach out of the grave and smack you if you don't. But also, while you're boiling pasta and stuff, if you use a wooden spoon, just a nice flat wooden spoon, leave it on across the top. When it starts boiling and getting all bubbly and stuff, it won't boil over. It hits the wood. I don't know. Somebody got to ask Hank Green how it works, where it stops it from boiling over when you have a wooden spoon across the top of it. Also, if you listen while you're stirring your pasta every now and then, I am listening to the Darkness Prevails YouTube channel while I cook. It's always nice to have something to listen to while I'm doing it, and I don't want the TV screaming in the other room. This is nice and boily, and it's starting to bubble everywhere, so go ahead and put your shrimp in there, flay them all out. Now you want to put the meat on the metal there, and let them start to cook. Now, you want to stir them every now and then, every minute or so, and you'll notice they'll start to get pink, so roll those over. You're trying to cook the meat, everything else is going to be there. So yeah, just pink it over, and you don't want to overcook your shrimp, right? Like you want your pasta to be ready to go, and it usually takes about 7 to 8 minutes. So you want about medium high on your pasta stuff, or on your shrimp and stuff, so it'll start to pink and pink where you want it to. Okay. If it gets hard pink and they start swelling up real hard, pull them off, turn the heat off, right? But now that the pasta's been in there, it's not al dente at about 6 minutes. You want it about 8 minutes. Go ahead and strain that off. Your shrimp is just about done, so we're on our last step is just put our pasta directly in with our shrimp scampi. Okay, and then you want to stir this. You want to cook it for about 1.5 to 2 minutes with all this stuff here, but you get it nice and tossed. It coats that pasta with the scampi and the garlic and your salt and your onions and stuff. It mixes that shrimp in there. It just adds flavor to every single bite of this. But that's all it takes. Like I said, just take it, stir it around, you're good. Again, this is one of those ones that you can add all kind of other stuff to it. Now, I added a little bit of this Italian seasoning stuff here, because it makes it look fancy, because it's got like peppers and stuff in it, and just a little bit of heat. I got it from like HEB, I think. But again, like, this is one of those ones you can add mushrooms to it. You can throw in some scallops if you get a little bit of extra money. But under our budget, you know, we still got like $1 or $2. Right? So this actually works out really well. It'll serve quite a few people. But after, like I said, like minute and a half, 2 minutes, go ahead and pull it off of the heat, and you're ready to serve. And always find something to listen to. Like, again, another shout out to Darkness Prevails. I always listen to him or some of the other people on YouTube that have some spooky Reddit stories and stuff like that. So, yeah, shout out to them. But yeah, that's it. This is super easy. Serve it next to bread if you want to. Get you some cheap ass garlic bread. I can show you how to do that with toast and garlic powder and butter. But this is really this. It does anywhere between like 2 and 4 people, depending on how well you're eating, if you're putting anything next to it. It's well under our budget by about $1.50 or $2, so you have a little bit of playroom there. You can put other stuff in it. It works pretty well for meal prep, but remember, it's seafood, so that smell can kind of linger, so be careful if you're trying to reheat it around your coworkers and stuff. But other than that, it works pretty well. I don't like doing meal prep with pasta because it tends to dry out, but if you want to beat that, put just a sliver of butter in with it when you microwave it. It'll keep those noodles from drying out too hard. But yeah, give this one a shot. And there you have it, everybody. I told you this stuff was amazing. This is so good. But if you do it differently, or I'm just doing something that you know well about, or it's from your hometown and somebody's done it before, let me know. I like to think that I invent stuff, but there's been food since forever, so yeah, somebody's had to do this before. So this is very cool. But so if you do it, or you know somebody else that does it, or they do it slightly different, let us know. I'll revisit it. Put it down in the comments. That's what they're there for, which is absolutely amazing. You can also find us on social media. Let us know over there. We're on Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon. We're all those that live in between Paycheck's Kitchen. You can also find us on Instagram at Live Between. I had to shorten it down over there. You can find me, Osway Nerdy, across all of the social medias, including Twitter and over on TikTok, the Clock app. You can find me over there. We're doing some nice nerdy stuff, little shorter things over there. A lot of nerd stuff. So, I'll see y'all next time. Y'all please be safe and enjoy the food, alright?